Welcome to Ultimate Sleep Doctor. Tonight, we'll journey into a realm of remarkable adaptation. Consider the bear, nestled deep in winter's embrace, or the little brown bat, seemingly suspended in time. Scientists call it hibernation, a breathtaking survival strategy where animals dramatically slow their metabolism, conserving energy with astonishing precision. It's a quiet miracle of the natural world, a dance between life and stillness. Think about the immense patience it requires, the trust in the returning warmth of spring. If you find these explorations soothing, please consider liking this video and subscribing to Ultimate Sleep Doctor. Together, we can soothe more wandering minds, one peaceful night at a time. Just breathe, let your thoughts drift. Let's begin. The secret to hibernation isn't simply about curling up and hoping for the best. It's a profoundly intricate orchestration of biochemical changes, a masterful shutdown of the body's energy-consuming systems. The core of this process revolves around dramatically reducing metabolic rate, the rate at which your body burns fuel to keep you alive and functioning. During hibernation, animals, from bears and groundhogs to bats and hedgehogs, enter a state where their energy needs plummet, allowing them to survive on incredibly small amounts of stored fat. This remarkable transformation begins with changes in the brain itself, a critical hub directing the entire slowdown. Specifically, researchers have identified key neurotransmitters, chemical messengers that relay information within the nervous system, that are fundamentally altered during hibernation. One of the most prominent is norepinephrine, a neurotransmitter typically associated with alertness, arousal, and the mobilization of energy. During hibernation, levels of norepinephrine are dramatically suppressed. This reduction isn't just a simple decrease, it's a profound, almost complete silencing of this excitatory signal. It's as if the brain itself is telling the body, hold still, don't expend energy. Simultaneously, there's a surge in the activity of another neurotransmitter called norepinephrine reuptake inhibitor. This substance enhances the effect of norepinephrine reduction, further dampening its influence on the body. Think of it like a brake pedal firmly applied to the brain's metabolic demand signals. Moreover, studies have demonstrated a concurrent increase in the levels of GABA, a neurotransmitter known for its calming and inhibitory effects. GABA essentially reinforces the slowdown initiated by norepinephrine suppression, creating a powerful feedback loop that promotes energy conservation. Beyond these core neurotransmitters, there are shifts in the levels of other important chemicals, including adenosine and dopamine. Adenosine, often linked to sleep and drowsiness, accumulates in the brain during hibernation, contributing to the overall reduction in neuronal activity. Dopamine, traditionally linked to reward and motivation, also decreases, lessening the drive for the body to seek out food and expend energy. The neurochemical changes aren't just limited to the brain, they extend to the entire body. The reduction in norepinephrine affects peripheral tissues, reducing blood flow and ultimately lowering the rate at which oxygen and nutrients are delivered to cells. This decreased metabolic activity is mirrored by a significant drop in body temperature, often to just above freezing, further minimizing the body's energy expenditure. The coordinated action of these neurochemicals creates a stable, tightly controlled state, allowing the hibernating animal to endure extended periods of inactivity. It's a testament to the body's ability to adapt and survive, a sophisticated biochemical defense against the harsh realities of winter. The precise mechanisms are still being investigated, but scientists are continually uncovering the intricate details of this amazing process, slowly unraveling the secrets of nature's most profound sleep. The world shrinks down to a very small space, a cozy nest lined with shredded paper and dried grasses. For many rodents, like the brown rat, Rattus norvegicus, this reduction in size isn't a choice, but a necessity. It's a carefully orchestrated process, driven by a remarkable shift in their physiology that prepares them for a period of profound metabolic slowdown. The brown rat has become an incredibly valuable animal model in the study of hibernation, and scientists have learned a great deal about the intricate mechanisms involved. Researchers chose the brown rat because of its relatively short generation time, its social nature, which allows for observation of hibernating groups, and, importantly, the similarities between its hibernation processes and those observed in larger mammals like bears and ground squirrels. While the exact neural pathways involved differ, the core principles of metabolic suppression, body temperature reduction, and slowed heart rate are strikingly similar. One of the most fascinating aspects of brown rat hibernation is the precise control they exert over their metabolic rate. During torpor, a state of decreased physiological activity, the rat's body temperature drops dramatically, often to just a few degrees above freezing. This isn't simply a matter of letting their bodies get cold. It's a highly regulated process, maintained by a complex interplay of hormones and neural signals. The hormone insulin, for example, plays a crucial role in reducing glucose uptake, effectively starving the tissues of energy. Scientists can meticulously monitor the rat's physiological responses during hibernation, tracking parameters like body temperature, heart rate, breathing rate, and oxygen consumption. These measurements provide a detailed picture of how the rats' bodies are managing to conserve energy with minimal activity. Researchers have even been able to manipulate these responses to a degree, altering the depth of torpor or accelerating the transition into and out of hibernation. The brown rat's hibernation is frequently studied using specialized chambers that maintain precise temperature and humidity conditions, allowing researchers to observe the rat's behavior and physiological changes without external interference. These chambers often include sophisticated monitoring equipment, enabling real-time data collection on everything from muscle activity to brainwave patterns. Furthermore, detailed analyses of the rat's muscle tissue and fat reserves during hibernation reveal the extent of metabolic adaptation. Scientists can determine how efficiently the rats are utilizing their stored energy, providing valuable insights into the long-term survival strategies employed during extended periods of inactivity. The use of genetic tools has even enabled researchers to pinpoint specific genes that are involved in the regulation of hibernation, opening up exciting avenues for future research. Ultimately, the brown rat continues to provide a crucial window into the wonders of this remarkable natural phenomenon, helping us to understand not just hibernation itself, but also broader principles of energy conservation and adaptation. The world around a hibernating animal seems to simply vanish, but beneath the stillness, a remarkable transformation is taking place, a delicate dance of physiological changes orchestrated to conserve energy and survive the harsh winter. One of the most significant aspects of this process revolves around controlling temperature and managing the flow of blood. During hibernation, the body dramatically lowers its core temperature, often plummeting to just above freezing, sometimes as low as -2 degrees C or even lower, depending on the species. This isn't simply a state of inactivity, it's a highly specialized and precisely regulated process. The reduction in body temperature isn't achieved through shivering, which is a way of generating heat. Instead, the animal's metabolism slows to an astonishing degree, effectively shutting down much of the machinery that normally produces warmth. Blood flow is radically altered, diverting away from the extremities, the paws, ears, tail, and nose, and concentrating it towards the core organs, the heart, lungs, and brain. This redirection minimizes heat loss through radiation, a key mechanism in maintaining a stable internal environment. The circulatory system undergoes profound changes. The heart rate dramatically decreases, sometimes to just a few beats per minute. In some species, it can even pause completely for extended periods, with the heart essentially ceasing function. Simultaneously, the diameter of the blood vessels in the periphery shrinks, further reducing heat loss. Specialized structures called countercurrent heat exchangers are incredibly important. These are found in the legs and feet, where warm arterial blood flowing towards the limbs passes very closely alongside cooler venous blood returning to the body. This close proximity facilitates a heat transfer. The heat from the arterial blood warms the venous blood as it travels back, preventing a significant amount of heat from being lost to the environment. Furthermore, the metabolic rate of the heart itself slows considerably. The muscle cells involved in the heart's contractions become more efficient, requiring less energy to perform each beat. This reduction in metabolic demand is crucial for minimizing overall energy expenditure. The animal's body develops a remarkable ability to hold its metabolic state, resisting the natural tendency of the body to increase heat production when conditions become slightly more favorable, like a warmer day. The efficiency of oxygen utilization also increases. The body becomes incredibly adept at extracting oxygen from the air, minimizing the need to breathe. This is vital as breathing, even at a reduced rate, still requires energy. It's not simply a state of suspended animation. It's a carefully balanced, extraordinarily refined system designed for extreme energy conservation, a testament to the power of evolution in the face of challenging environments. Deep within the bodies of hibernating animals, a tiny but mighty force orchestrates much of the remarkable transformation. This isn't simply a slowing down. It's a carefully choreographed process initiated and sustained by a specialized type of tissue called brown fat. Unlike the white fat that's primarily used for storing energy, brown fat is packed with mitochondria, the tiny powerhouses of cells, and, crucially, a protein called uncoupling protein 1, or UCP1. UCP1 is the key player in the whole story. When an animal begins to prepare for hibernation, a cascade of neurochemical signals, as discussed in the previous parts, prompts this switch to brown fat activation. These signals don't just stop metabolism, they actually shift it towards generating heat. UCP1, when activated, acts as a short circuit within the mitochondria. Instead of all the energy produced during cellular respiration being used to create ATP, the cell's energy currency. UCP1 redirects much of that energy directly into heat. This heat production is absolutely vital for maintaining core body temperature during the long, cold periods of dormancy. Without it, the animal's tissues would rapidly freeze. The brown fat tissue itself appears as yellowish deposits beneath the skin, particularly around the neck, shoulders, and chest. These deposits are incredibly active, constantly generating heat. The amount of brown fat a hibernating animal possesses is directly related to the depth and duration of its hibernation. Animals that spend longer periods in a state of deep hibernation, like groundhogs, have significantly more brown fat than those that only undergo brief periods of torpor. Furthermore, the activity of UCP1 within the brown fat cells isn't a constant state. It fluctuates, creating cycles of heat generation and slumbering periods. During active periods of arousal, when the animal briefly moves, shivers, or eats, brown fat activity ramps up dramatically, providing the energy needed to warm the body and restore its core temperature. These arousal events are crucial for preventing the animal from becoming trapped in a permanently frozen state. The precise control of this cyclical heat generation is a complex and fascinating area of ongoing research. Interestingly, the discovery of brown fat's role in hibernation has had profound implications beyond just understanding animal dormancy. Research into UCP1 and brown fat activity has revealed its importance in human metabolism, too. Studies have shown that activating brown fat in humans can increase energy expenditure and potentially combat obesity, highlighting the remarkable adaptability of this tissue and its connection to our own health. The cold, quiet depths of hibernating animals continue to hold secrets that are reshaping our understanding of energy, temperature, and ultimately, life itself. The world settles into a deep hush. Snowflakes begin to fall, silent and slow, across the vast forests of North America and Eurasia, a landscape perfectly suited to the remarkable journey of the bear. Unlike the carefully orchestrated descent of rodents, bear hibernation isn't a neatly timed event. It's a profoundly individualized response, driven largely by a combination of food availability and environmental cues like decreasing daylight hours and plummeting temperatures. Brown bears, in particular, exhibit a fascinating variability in how deeply they enter this state. Some, notably coastal brown bears in Alaska, will enter a state of torpor, a significantly reduced metabolic rate that can last upwards of 7 months. These bears will dramatically reduce their heart rate, sometimes to just a few beats per minute, and their body temperature will drop considerably, approaching the freezing point. The degree of this drop varies from bear to bear, influenced by factors that remain partially mysterious, but strongly linked to the anticipated length of the winter. In contrast, inland brown bears, particularly those in the Rocky Mountains or the Canadian Shield, often employ a less extreme strategy. They still drastically slow their metabolism, but they tend to remain at a slightly higher body temperature and are more capable of briefly rousing themselves. These awakening bears might emerge from their dens periodically, perhaps several times a week, to replenish their energy stores, scout for food, or even attend to their cubs. This intermittent arousal is crucial because it prevents the buildup of harmful toxins within their bodies, a significant concern when metabolic processes are drastically slowed. The metabolic rate reduction in bears is truly astounding. During torpor, a brown bear's heart rate can drop from, for example, 50 beats per minute to just 8 or 9. Their breathing becomes shallow and infrequent, and their body temperature can fall by as much as 10 to 15 degrees Celsius. This extreme reduction in energy expenditure is what allows them to survive on minimal reserves, relying almost entirely on the slowly mobilized fat they've stored throughout the summer and autumn. It's important to recognize that there isn't a single bear hibernation strategy. The timing of emergence from the den, the depth of torpor, and the frequency of arousal are all highly variable, depending on the individual bear's circumstances, its age, its sex, and the specific challenges of its environment. Researchers are continually studying these differences, using detailed tracking and physiological monitoring to understand the intricate mechanisms that govern this amazing survival adaptation. The study of bear hibernation continues to unveil the astonishing capacity of life to persevere in the face of harsh conditions, a testament to the power of evolutionary ingenuity. The secret to a bear's winter slumber isn't just a clever trick of cooling its blood or a sudden burst of energy from brown fat. There's a deeper, more intricate system at play, a precise choreography guided by the instructions held within its very DNA. Scientists have been tirelessly working to unravel the genetic code that orchestrates this remarkable slowdown, and the story they're beginning to tell is truly fascinating. It's a tale of gene switches being flipped, of metabolic pathways being dramatically altered, and of tiny changes in protein production that translate into a profound reduction in energy needs. Researchers started by comparing the genomes of hibernating animals, bears, ground squirrels, hedgehogs, with those of their active relatives. They weren't looking for one hibernation gene, but rather a collection of genes that, when working together, create the right conditions for long-term dormancy. One of the first genes to gain prominence was Fa8, originally identified in yeast. This gene controls the metabolism of glycogen, the stored sugar that bears rely on. During hibernation, Fa8 activity dramatically decreases, essentially telling the bear's body to slow down its glucose breakdown. Another key player is a family of genes involved in mitochondrial function. Mitochondria are the powerhouses of our cells, responsible for producing energy. Hibernation requires a significant reduction in energy expenditure, and the genes controlling mitochondrial biogenesis, the creation of new mitochondria, are remarkably suppressed. This isn't just a simple shutoff. It's a precise dialing down of the cell's ability to generate ATP, the cellular energy currency. Scientists discovered that the expression of several genes involved in the production of proteins within the mitochondria is significantly reduced. Furthermore, investigations revealed changes in the regulation of genes involved in fatty acid metabolism. Hibernating animals rely heavily on stored fat for sustenance, but the way this fat is broken down is fundamentally altered. Genes responsible for beta-oxidation, the process of breaking down fatty acids for energy, show a distinct pattern of reduced expression. It's as if the bear's body learns to conserve its fat reserves, minimizing the energy required to access them. Interestingly, the changes aren't solely focused on slowing down metabolic processes. There's evidence that hibernation also involves a carefully controlled upregulation of genes related to DNA repair. Prolonged periods of inactivity can lead to cellular damage, so the body activates genes that protect DNA from harm. Genetic studies also revealed a surprising level of coordination between different tissues. Signals from the brain, particularly the hypothalamus, appear to be crucial in initiating and maintaining this metabolic shift. Specific transcription factors, proteins that control which genes are turned on or off, are activated, triggering a cascade of changes throughout the animal's body. Researchers are still working to fully map this intricate network, but the picture that's emerging is one of astonishing precision. The genes aren't simply switching on hibernation, they're orchestrating a sophisticated, finely tuned response. The ultimate goal of these genetic modifications is to create a state of profound energy conservation, allowing the animal to survive months of cold and starvation while patiently awaiting the return of warmer days. It's a testament to the adaptability of life, a brilliant example of how even the simplest organisms can harness the power of their own genes. The process of hibernation isn't simply a state of deep sleep, though it certainly contains elements of profound rest. It's a remarkably complex orchestration of physiological changes, and understanding how the brain and body interact during this time is key to unlocking its secrets. During hibernation, the animal's metabolic rate drops drastically, sometimes to just a tiny fraction of its normal level. This means the body uses far less energy, conserving precious resources stored as fat. But this dramatic reduction in activity isn't achieved through a complete shutdown of the brain. Instead, the brain itself undergoes a subtle yet critical shift in its operational mode. Neural activity doesn't cease entirely. It enters a state of remarkable efficiency. The volume of electrical signals traversing neurons decreases substantially, alongside a reduction in the overall energy demands of neuronal firing. Yet, these neurons remain partially active, maintaining a baseline level of signaling that's sufficient to sustain vital functions. Specifically, certain regions of the brain, notably those involved in maintaining arousal and regulating body temperature, remain remarkably vigilant. These areas, often clustered around the hypothalamus, demonstrate a heightened level of responsiveness to internal cues, a sort of standby mode, ready to react to changes in the animal's internal environment. It's believed that this persistent, low-level neural activity helps the animal to quickly resume normal metabolic function upon awakening. The brain is essentially pre-warmed, so to speak, having maintained a level of preparedness throughout the hibernation period. Furthermore, research suggests that the brain is actively suppressing the urge to fully wake up, preventing the animal from expending energy on behaviors like foraging or movement. This is achieved through specific inhibitory pathways, effectively dampening the signals that would trigger full arousal. Interestingly, scientists have identified specific patterns of neural activity that correlate with different stages of hibernation. Changes in the frequency and synchronicity of these neural oscillations seem to reflect the animal's progress through the various phases of this prolonged sleep state. These patterns aren't random, they're carefully regulated and contribute to the remarkable stability of the hibernation process. The interplay between neural activity and metabolic slowdown is further illuminated by investigations into neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers that transmit signals between neurons. During hibernation, the levels of certain neurotransmitters, such as norepinephrine, are significantly reduced, contributing to the suppression of arousal. Conversely, other neurotransmitters, possibly involved in maintaining the standby state, are upregulated. The precise mechanisms are still being investigated, but the current understanding points toward a dynamic feedback loop. Reduced metabolic demand leads to decreased neural activity, which in turn reinforces the metabolic slowdown, creating a powerful self-regulating system. This intricate dance between the brain and the body represents a truly astonishing example of biological adaptation, allowing animals to survive periods of scarcity by dramatically reducing their energy expenditure while maintaining the essential capabilities needed for survival. The world of hibernation isn't just about vast bears nestled in snow drifts. It's a surprisingly diverse phenomenon, a remarkable adaptation found across a spectrum of animals, each employing slightly different techniques to navigate the challenges of winter. Let's journey outwards, beyond the familiar, and discover how hedgehogs, ground squirrels, bats, and even frogs have mastered this incredible survival strategy. Hedgehogs, for instance, offer a fascinating example of localized torpor. Unlike bears, which undergo a deeply profound hibernation, hedgehogs enter a state of torpor, a shorter, less extreme dormancy. Their body temperature drops, but not nearly as dramatically. They curl into a tight ball, a prickly defense against the elements and predators, and their metabolic rate slows considerably. This allows them to conserve energy, relying on the fat reserves they've carefully accumulated throughout the autumn. They don't sleep deeply. They remain surprisingly alert, capable of quick reactions if disturbed, a crucial advantage for an animal living in a world full of potential dangers. Ground squirrels, particularly those in North America, show a more complex pattern. Many species exhibit what's known as phenological hibernation. This means their hibernation is directly linked to the seasons. They'll enter torpor when environmental conditions, specifically decreasing daylight hours and falling temperatures, signal the need for reduced activity. Their cycles of arousal and torpor, sometimes lasting just a few hours, are finely tuned to these seasonal cues. Some species, like the 13-lined ground squirrel, even rum, a short period of arousal where they briefly eat and drink before returning to torpor. Then there's the surprising case of bats. Several bat species, particularly those found in temperate regions, hibernate. However, their hibernation strategy is markedly different. Instead of a deep, prolonged torpor, they enter a state of unihemispheric slow sleep. This means only one hemisphere of their brain remains active, allowing them to maintain a minimal level of awareness. They often cluster together in large colonies, shivering to generate heat, and occasionally awaken briefly to reinforce the group or engage in simple movements. It's a remarkably energy-efficient way to survive the winter. Moving further into the animal kingdom, amphibians like the wood frog present a truly astonishing adaptation. Wood frogs don't simply slow down, they essentially freeze. When temperatures plummet, they enter a state called cryobiosis, where their bodies undergo dramatic changes. Their breathing and heartbeats cease, and their blood freezes, effectively turning them into living ice sculptures. Remarkably, they can survive being frozen solid for weeks, even months, and thaw out in the spring, resuming their normal life cycle as if nothing had happened. These diverse examples highlight the incredible plasticity of biological systems and the ingenuity of evolution. Each animal's hibernation strategy is sculpted by its specific environment and lifestyle, demonstrating that hibernation isn't just one single solution, but a collection of remarkable adaptations, a testament to the power of life to persevere, even in the face of winter's coldest grip. If you're still awake and enjoyed this exploration, please consider liking this video and subscribing to Ultimate Sleep Doctor. Together, we can soothe more wandering minds one peaceful night at a time. The secrets of hibernation, tucked away in the quiet heart of nature, now gently recede. Let your thoughts drift, calm and unhurried, like the bears seeking their winter slumber. Good night.